A storm does not ask for permission before it arrives. It does not knock on the door of a nation and wait patiently. It moves with the quiet certainty of nature itself. Today, across the United States, the skies have grown heavy, the winds restless, and the earth trembles beneath a rare and dangerous meeting of forces. A state of emergency has been declared as blizzards and tornadoes sweep across the land, reminding us of something humanity often forgets: that we are powerful, but we are not greater than nature. In the northern regions, the air has turned sharp and unforgiving. Snow falls not gently, but with relentless determination. Roads vanish beneath white blankets, visibility fades, and the ordinary rhythm of daily life slows to a cautious crawl. Families remain indoors, emergency lights flicker in distant neighborhoods, and snowplows struggle against the deepening drifts. The blizzard does not rush, it persists. It teaches patience in a language written with ice and wind. Yet far from the frozen north, another face of the same storm reveals itself. In the central and southern plains, the sky darkens in a different way. Warm air clashes with cold, and the atmosphere begins to twist like a tightening rope. Tornado warnings echo through towns and cities. Sirens rise into the air, urging people to take shelter. Homes, schools, and businesses pause their routines as people seek safety underground or within sturdy walls. The wind begins to roar, not as a whisper but as a force that reshapes everything in its path. This is the strange moment when two extremes meet: blizzard and tornado, ice and fury, silence and thunder. It is a reminder that balance in nature is delicate. When forces collide, the results can shake entire communities. But storms also reveal something deeper about human nature. When the power goes out and the streets fall silent, something else awakens. Neighbors check on neighbors. Emergency workers step into danger while others step back into safety. Volunteers prepare shelters. Strangers offer warmth, food, and guidance to those who need it most. In the heart of crisis, compassion quietly becomes stronger than fear. A blizzard can bury roads, but it cannot bury kindness. A tornado can tear through buildings, but it cannot tear apart the human spirit that rebuilds them. Moments like this invite reflection. Humanity spends so much time rushing forward, building cities, chasing ambitions, filling every hour with noise. Yet when a storm arrives, everything slows. We are reminded that life itself is fragile and precious. The warmth of a home, the presence of family, the simple comfort of safety, these things suddenly become the most valuable treasures we possess. Nature does not punish, nor does it show mercy. It simply follows its path. But how we respond to these moments defines who we are. Fear may rise like the wind, but courage can rise higher. Chaos may shake the ground, but unity can steady it again. Across the United States today, communities are facing a powerful test. Snowstorms are closing highways, tornadoes are threatening towns, and emergency crews are working tirelessly to protect lives. The hours ahead may be difficult, the skies may remain dark, and the winds may continue their relentless song. Yet every storm, no matter how fierce, carries within it the promise of calm. The same skies that roar today will one day fall silent again. The snow will melt, the winds will settle, and the sun, patient and steady, will return to shine upon a land that endured. Until that moment arrives, the path forward is simple: stay alert, stay prepared, and stay compassionate. In times of uncertainty, calm minds become stronger than panic, and cooperation becomes stronger than isolation. For in the end, storms may test the strength of our buildings and roads, but they also reveal the strength of our hearts. And history shows that when communities stand together, even the fiercest winds eventually pass. Nature's unstoppable power, the storm shows that nature moves with its own force and cannot be controlled by humans. Blizzards and tornadoes remind us that despite our technology and progress, we are still vulnerable to the power of the natural world. When powerful storms sweep across the land, they remind humanity of a truth that is easy to forget. In the comfort of modern life, nature moves according to its own rhythm, not according to human plans. People build cities, create technology, and believe they have mastered the environment around them. Yet in a single moment the sky can darken, the winds can rise, and the world can change. The blizzard and tornado outbreak striking the United States today is one of those moments that reveals how immense and unstoppable the forces of nature truly are. In the northern parts of the country, the storm arrives with icy determination. Snow falls thick and heavy, carried by powerful winds that sweep across highways, neighborhoods, and open fields. Visibility disappears as the white storm intensifies, making travel nearly impossible. What was once a familiar road becomes an endless sheet of white. Vehicles slow down, flights are canceled, and entire communities pause their routines. The cold air bites sharply, reminding everyone outside that this is not a gentle snowfall, but a fierce winter storm capable of paralyzing cities and isolating towns. At the same time, hundreds of miles away, the atmosphere is preparing a different kind of danger. Warm air from the south collides violently with cold air moving down from the north. When these opposing forces meet, the sky begins to twist with energy. Thunderstorms form rapidly, clouds grow taller and darker, and the atmosphere becomes unstable. Soon tornado warnings begin to echo across towns and rural communities. Sirens rise into the air, urging people to leave windows, find shelter, and move to safer spaces. The wind begins to spin with terrifying speed, capable of lifting debris, tearing apart buildings, and changing landscapes within minutes. These two extremes, blizzard and tornado, may appear different, yet they are connected through the same natural balance of the planet. The Earth constantly moves heat, air, and moisture around the globe. When that balance shifts suddenly, powerful weather systems form. Scientists study these patterns and issue warnings to protect people, but even with advanced technology, no one can fully control or stop such events. Humanity can only prepare, respond, and respect the immense forces that shape our world. Moments like this remind people of humility. The towering buildings of cities, the endless highways, and the bright lights of modern civilization can give the illusion that humanity stands above nature. But when the wind roars and the snow falls relentlessly, it becomes clear that we are still part of the natural world, not separate from it. Our safety depends not on dominance, but on awareness, preparation, and cooperation. Yet within this reminder lies an important lesson. Even though humans cannot control storms, they can control how they respond to them. Emergency crews prepare shelters, meteorologists provide warnings, and communities come together to protect the vulnerable. Families gather indoors, checking weather updates and ensuring everyone is safe. These responses show that while nature may be powerful, human wisdom and unity can reduce harm and save lives. So when the blizzard rages in the north and tornadoes threaten the plains, the message is not only about danger but also about awareness. The storm teaches patience, caution, and respect for the delicate balance of the planet. It reminds us that despite all human achievements, the sky above and the wind across the land still hold a power that commands attention. And in recognizing that power, humanity becomes wiser, more careful, and more prepared for whatever the changing skies may bring. A rare and dangerous weather combination, the speech highlights the unusual situation where blizzards in the north and tornado outbreaks in the central and southern regions occur at the same time, creating a nationwide emergency and putting millions of people at risk. Across the United States today, a rare and dangerous convergence of weather systems has created an unprecedented situation. In the north, heavy blizzards blanket cities, towns, and rural landscapes under layers of snow, while in the central and southern regions, the atmosphere is primed for tornado outbreaks. This unusual combination of extreme weather events is not something that happens often, and it serves as a powerful reminder of how unpredictable and dynamic nature can be. Scientists and meteorologists track these conditions closely, yet even with advanced forecasting, the exact behavior of the storms can surprise and challenge communities. The convergence of cold air from the north and warm, moist air from the south creates instability in the atmosphere, and that instability fuels both blizzards and tornadoes. The cold northern air pushes downward, bringing snow, ice, and bitter temperatures, while the collision with warm southern air generates violent updrafts that form rotating storms. These forces, each extraordinary on their own, combine in a way that increases both risk and complexity for those living in affected regions. The dual threat means that millions of people face not one, but two very different types of danger, requiring heightened awareness and preparedness at every level. Roads are becoming impassable under snowdrifts, while tornado warnings flash across mobile phones and television screens, urging people to seek immediate shelter. Highways, local roads, and even rural paths are buried or blocked, forcing many communities to isolate themselves until conditions improve. Flights are canceled, trains delayed, and emergency services stretched to their limits. Hospitals, police, fire, and rescue teams are on heightened alert, moving resources where they are most needed, sometimes in conditions that are hazardous even for the trained professionals tasked with keeping people safe. The storm's timing and intensity make planning difficult. Residents must make quick decisions about travel, evacuation, and protection. Some families have spent hours shoveling snow and securing property, while others have spent tense minutes retreating to basements or storm shelters as tornado sirens warn of approaching danger. Schools close, businesses pause operations, and communities rally to communicate critical updates to residents. Communication itself becomes a challenge, as heavy snow can down power lines and tornado damage can disrupt cell towers and internet connections. Despite the chaos, this rare combination of weather events provides a stark lesson in respect for the forces of nature. It is a reminder that extreme conditions do not discriminate. They affect cities, small towns, rural areas, and farmlands alike. Preparation, vigilance, and cooperation are essential to reduce risks and protect lives. At the same time, the dual nature of these threats, blizzard and tornado, highlights the fragility of human infrastructure when confronted by extraordinary natural power. Roads, buildings, and electrical grids are tested beyond normal capacity. Communities must adapt in real time to conditions that change unpredictably. The extraordinary combination of blizzards and tornadoes underscores the importance of early warnings, emergency planning, and community awareness. It also highlights the resilience of people who, even in the face of extreme and simultaneous threats, find ways to protect each other, respond quickly, and endure until the skies calm. These rare and extreme events are moments when humanity must pay close attention to nature's balance, respect its force, and act together to ensure survival and safety. Impact on daily life and communities. Heavy snow, dangerous winds, and tornado warnings disrupt normal life. Roads close, power outages occur, and families must stay indoors or seek shelter while emergency services work to protect lives. The impact of today's blizzard and tornado outbreak on daily life and communities across the United States is profound and far-reaching. In cities and towns alike, normal routines have been disrupted as weather conditions escalate beyond what most people encounter in their daily lives. Roads, which are usually bustling with vehicles and activity, have become treacherous or completely impassable. Snowdrifts in northern states cover highways and local streets, forcing motorists to slow down or abandon travel altogether. Accidents increase as visibility drops and roads become slick with ice, reminding everyone that even a short journey can carry risk. In the southern and central regions, tornadoes present a different but equally urgent threat. Sirens pierce the air, warning residents to leave vulnerable areas and seek shelter. Schools, workplaces, and businesses pause their operations as people rush to secure safety, and emergency services move into action, coordinating rescues, directing traffic, and responding to damage as quickly as possible. For many, the ordinary rhythm of life comes to a sudden halt. Families huddle indoors, checking weather alerts, updating loved ones, and assessing their homes for potential damage. Grocery stores, gas stations, and pharmacies experience sudden surges in demand as residents prepare for prolonged periods of isolation, whether from snow-covered roads or the aftermath of a tornado strike. Emergency shelters open to provide warmth, food, and protection for those whose homes are unsafe. Community organizations and volunteers mobilize, delivering supplies and assistance to vulnerable populations, including the elderly, people with disabilities, and those living in mobile homes or temporary housing. Beyond the immediate logistics, the psychological impact is considerable. The sudden onset of dangerous conditions brings anxiety, uncertainty, and stress. Children may be frightened by sirens, winds, or falling snow, while adults must balance concern for safety with the need to care for others. Communication becomes vital as neighbors, family members, and local authorities work to keep everyone informed. Power outages caused by heavy snow or tornadic winds can complicate these efforts, highlighting the importance of preparation and backup systems. Communities also witness acts of cooperation and resilience. In neighborhoods affected by blizzards, people shovel paths for neighbors, clear roofs of heavy snow to prevent collapse, and check on the elderly. In tornado-prone areas, neighbors help each other secure property, share safe spaces, and coordinate evacuation plans. These small but meaningful actions strengthen social bonds, demonstrating that even in the face of severe natural events, human compassion and collaboration can mitigate hardship. Infrastructure, too, faces challenges. Snowplows struggle to clear roads, utility crews work around the clock to restore power, and emergency vehicles navigate hazardous conditions to reach those in need. Hospitals and clinics prepare for increased injuries or emergencies, ensuring they can operate under difficult circumstances. Businesses must adjust operations or temporarily close, balancing safety with economic considerations. The combination of blizzard and tornado impact serves as a stark reminder that communities are only as strong as their preparedness and their willingness to support each other. While weather conditions can halt daily life, the actions people take in response, alertness, cooperation, and resilience, determine how well a community weathers the storm and recovers afterward. In every disrupted road, every evacuated home, and every emergency shelter opened, the fabric of society is tested, revealing both vulnerability and remarkable human strength in the face of natural forces. Human unity during crisis, difficult moments often bring people together. Neighbors help each other, emergency workers risk their lives, and communities open shelters and provide support for those affected by the disaster. In the midst of a powerful blizzard in the north and tornado outbreaks in the central and southern regions, one of the most remarkable aspects of the situation is the way human beings respond with unity and compassion. When extreme weather strikes, it is not only a test of infrastructure or emergency preparedness, but also a test of the social bonds that hold communities together. Across affected areas, neighbors check on one another, making sure that the elderly, the disabled, and families with young children have what they need to remain safe. People who may normally pass by each other without interaction suddenly find themselves offering blankets, food, or a helping hand. In towns where tornado warnings are sounded, neighbors help secure property, move cars to safer locations, and create plans to shelter together, understanding that collaboration can save lives. This natural instinct to care for one another becomes even more evident in rural communities where emergency response may take longer to arrive. Residents rely on each other, sharing resources, coordinating transportation, and ensuring that no one is left alone in dangerous conditions. Volunteers step forward in unprecedented numbers, often risking their own comfort and safety to provide aid. Shelters open to provide refuge for those whose homes are threatened or destroyed. Local organizations and churches coordinate food, water, and warmth, and volunteers spend hours on logistics to make sure that every person affected can find assistance. In northern regions buried under snow, neighbors organize to clear roads, remove fallen trees, and assist those unable to shovel heavy snow themselves. These acts of solidarity are not limited to immediate family or friends. They extend to strangers, demonstrating that in times of crisis, compassion can transcend ordinary social boundaries. Emergency workers exemplify this human unity on a professional level. Firefighters, police officers, paramedics, and utility crews often work in dangerous conditions, braving high winds, icy roads, and tornado debris to reach people in need. Their dedication underscores the broader societal value of service and commitment, reminding communities that coordinated action can prevent loss and save lives. Even the smallest gestures, a shared flashlight, a cup of hot coffee, a phone call to check on someone, become meaningful symbols of care and solidarity. Technology and communication networks also play a crucial role in fostering this unity. Social media, emergency alert systems, and mobile notifications allow information to flow rapidly, connecting people who may be separated by miles of snow or tornadic devastation. Communities use these tools to share updates, coordinate evacuations, and organize relief efforts. This connectivity transforms individual concern into collective action. allowing a single warning to reach hundreds or thousands, and prompting coordinated responses that reduce danger and protect the vulnerable. The blizzard and tornado outbreak, while destructive and frightening, thus also highlight the capacity for humans to act with empathy and intelligence in the face of adversity. In these moments, fear and uncertainty coexist with courage and cooperation, creating a dynamic in which communities are tested but also strengthened. While buildings may be damaged, roads blocked, and routines disrupted, the bonds between people often emerge more resilient than ever, demonstrating that even in the most challenging circumstances, human unity becomes a force capable of weathering the hope and resilience after the storm.